Hello and
Hi,
welcome.
everybody.
Wow. All right. Here we go. Let me make that high. Everybody's waving. That's sweet. Nice to see you all. Here we go. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. It is still November, and we have this Sunday and one more Sunday in November. This is a nice special day. First of all, I want to thank Marcy, who was running that video for us to open up today, and of our wonderful tech team. So let's thank our whole tech team. We've got
Yay, tech
Toby,
team. Thank
Marcy,
you.
Moria, Rada, Alice, Paula. Yeah. And connected with that, we are having, we like to hang out after our events, and we are having a special hang today where we are celebrating both an unbirthday and a birthday. If you have never celebrated an unbirthday, you will get to celebrate that. And if you have celebrated a birthday, then you will get to celebrate that as well. So you're welcome if you're watching us on Facebook Live. Come join us up in the Zoom room if you'd like. There's a link at the top of your post. And we want to say hello to folks who are watching after the fact on... Oh, okay. After the fact on YouTube. That we are glad to see you, and we hope you'll come join us sometime live in Zoom. So let's see. We just got through with another amazing event, the School of the Americas Watch Vigil, and we are going to go right into this song today that was by special request of a certain someone. You'll hear more about that in the hang. But it's a song that I wrote. I started writing. We finished it together, but I started writing it after Pat and I were in Maine, and we'll tell you more about that too. All right. So there we go. And yeah, we'll sing it through and then we'll break it down. Oh, no, that's another song.
I was like, that's not the right rhythm at all.
I know. I was thinking about birthday things. That's the wrong one. That happens. Right, because I usually do it without a pick. Right.
There
we go. That's the pick. Okay. Set the pots in early morning. The work is hard, the air is cold. The sea can change without a warning. This life can make a young man old. I take my catch down to stone and lumber out of sight. Ooh. Ooh. I do this work my mother taught me. I cannot read, but I can sew. I make these pieces for the tourists, a souvenir before they go. The months are short, and the needs are many, and so much sail must last the year, while up the river sits a fortune. Hungry silence lingers here. Ooh. Ooh. This second home will be their haven. They have the means to build their dream. I am the one who pours the concrete, who lays each joist and fills each seam. But at my home the stairs are open. There isn't time or cash to spare, while up the river sits a fortune. There's nobody living there. Ooh. Eagle's nest beyond the reaches of city lights on human hand. They struggle here beside the people who fish the sea and farm the land. But once the eagle nearly vanished from poisoned ocean soil and rain, a human and a bird's returning, surviving on the coast of Maine. Ooh. A human and a bird's returning, surviving on the coast of Maine. Like that. And as always, when we're singing something for you that we haven't had a chance to sing in a while, we get to learn it once again.
And I decided to put it on the baritone guitar because I thought that would be a good idea.
Just to keep things interesting. But yeah, so this song, so Pat, a long time ago, when she was a visual artist, in addition to being a musical artist, lived in Maine.
In college. Actually, I spent a semester up with my girlfriend, living in a tent off Sunshine Reach on Deer Isle, and running a little store, a little building that my professor at Kent State reserved for his advanced students to learn how to be an independent artist. So we had to prepare for the semester before and gather together all the equipment for a studio and create a body of work that in various price ranges and all of that stuff, so that we could actually run a small gallery with our own work to help us learn how to survive as artists in the world. It was a really remarkable opportunity, and there was a couple of young women from the area wanted to have a sandwich shop. We had been living in a campground down the road a little ways, and these young women came up to the door of, it was a little barber shop originally, and they came up to the door one day and they said, can we put our little trailer sandwich shop on the property somewhere here? And we said, yeah, sure, and got to talking, and said that, they said, well, where are you staying here if you're from Ohio? And we said the campground, and they said, well, our family has a lot of property along the water, and they talked to their folks and worked it out so that we could pitch our tent there, and it was just a magical summer, a really amazing time.
And so a number of years after that, we were back in Maine performing, and I do see that our friend Roxanne is on Facebook, lives in Maine, and lovely to see your face on Facebook every once in a while, and your comments here. She wrote, let me see, I just had it. She wrote, "The beautiful coast of Maine,
yes.
Gorgeous voices." So yeah,
It
so
is
we
a
were
beautiful
there.
place.
We were there years after, and we were just really struck by the economic disparity in a place that is both people's, home state, and then also some people's vacation state. And that's a lot of what you hear in the song is kind of what is it like to be the people living there full time when up the river there's a big expense of money going out, and that's not coming to you, and you have to make it through the winter, the cold winter. So I will tell you about guitar part 2, Lynn. Let's start though with the tune. I mean, it gets repeated so many times, I don't think you're going to need me to sing it very much, my lead part, but we'll sing it once for just verse 1. And usually I start it so I can tell the difference between this song and Celebrate You. And I see that on my chord charts that I gave you all, I forgot to add all the 9s in there. But you know me, I like my A shape with an add 9. I set the pot in early morning. The work is hard, the air is cold. The sea can change without a warning. This life can make a young man old. I take my catch down to the market. I take my wages home each night, while up the river sits a fortune in stone and lumber out of sight. Ooh. So that's my whole part, verse, and that little ooh part, which functions as a chorus. I'm going to put you on gallery so I can see you. Do you need any of that again, or are you set? Or again? Yeah, set. No response. Unresponsive on November 21st. I know. We've already been in front of a screen for many, many hours. I understand that. So maybe let's hear some of your harmony, Pat, on that part. Do you sing on the last 2 lines of a verse and then also in the oohs, right?
Yeah.
Do you sing on the first verse, or you wait for the second verse?
I do sing on the first verse.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So,
and I was trying to get you the notes, David, for the tuning of the baritone guitar. It's the same relationship between strings, obviously, but it's down tuned to a B instead of an E. And when I grabbed it quickly online, it took me to the tuning for a Baroque guitar, and now it's giving me tuning for a baritone ukulele, neither of which will help me.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh, and I see that Carla's here saying hello from Auburn, Maine, and Roxanne was commenting on the economic disparity and saying you can't even imagine how some people live. Black tar sheds. That's the world.
Intense.
That's the world. So, could we do your harmony part, or did you find more stuff?
And I did find more stuff, so I can tell you.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Let's see. They said it's a perfect fifth lower. Is that really true? It's a fourth lower. Yeah. So it's the first string is B, E, A, D, F sharp, and B. That's my understanding. I'm not as familiar with the names of the strings in this. I just know it's lower, and I search around on the fretboard to find things that match Sandy's parts.
And Toby just put it in the chat there. Thanks, Tobes, so that we see it. Yes. Great.
Yeah, so my you want to sing the melody then in
I'll
that
do that.
part?
I'll take my catch part. Take my catch down to the market, and take my wages home each night, while up the river sits a fortune in stone and lumber out of sight. Ooh. I realize I should sing my part a little softer. While up the river, and you can sing your part. 1, 2, 3, 4.
While up the river sits a fortune in stone and lumber out of sight.
Let's do that one more time and then we'll check in. 1, 2, 3, 4.
While up the river sits a fortune in stone and lumber out of sight.
So let's see. You can put a thumbs up if you're good for that harmony part, or you can roll it along for an otra. I see an otra.
Okay.
All right.
We'll do another one.
All right. Here we go. 2, 3, 4.
While up the river sits a fortune in stone and lumber out of sight.
How about now? I
Got
slowed
that?
it down a little bit to see. Yeah, just nice and low. Ooh, you're good? Your otra,
Yeah.
you're good, your
Great.
otra, you're good, you're good.
Okay, great.
Okay, nice. And I see that Lori said that the singing has helped her breathe better, which I love. That is
Nice.
a
That's
good
great.
thing. Things do happen like that. So let me tell Lynn a little bit about the guitar part. So when I can, I like to do this thing. It's finger picking. If I'm playing along with Pat here, I'm not going to finger pick because she can't hear my guitar. But it looks like this. So you hear that I can't always keep that boom cha 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 ga cha ga. I don't always have enough room to do that. So then I just do a kind of arpeggiation thing. Meaning I just hit one note after the other. I just try to get back to that on that chord when I can. Keep the rhythm anywhere else the way I need to, because sometimes when you're singing, it's a little hard to keep that sort of particular rhythm going. And those are all the chords in the song. This is one compact song, 3 chords, primarily 2 chords, and then only 1 extra.
Yeah, well, there's those 2.
Yeah, I'm saying it's mostly it's 1 and 4 chord, and then there's a 5 chord every once in a blue moon. Do you want to play a little bit of yours so you can hear Pat's? It's beautiful what Pat plays on that baritone guitar.
Let me get my picks.
Can I show it one more time on the ooze?
Sandy's part.
I'm singing it, who knows if it's the same. So really I just try to get back to so the people know what song it is, and it's just like that's the stable point. Everything else, as long as I'm in rhythm somewhere. That help? I was just showing folks so they could see that.
Tiny bit of a runaway train for me.
Well, by the time we finish today, you'll have it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. The length of the baritone neck is impressive, says Tobes. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really long.
And the part is really beautiful. And, you know, we don't have that many songs where a guitar part is playing exactly what we're singing. So it's a really nice and unusual arrangement for us, which is really nice. And the only thing that's different in this song is that between the 3rd and the 4th verses, we do the ooze 4 times because there's a lot to take in about all those pictures of the lobster fisher person, and then the person who's sewing, and then the person who's building homes. And we actually know some of those people, and that's where those stories came from. We actually were in a friend's house, and the stairs were open, you know, and it just said to me, like, you know how it is when you're doing the work outside and then you don't have the time to finish it in your own house, or you don't have the resources to finish it in your own house. That is a thing.
Yeah, and he was a carpenter and you know, did construction and built those great big homes, and of course that it's like the shoemaker's children, right? His house was the last to get fixed.
Yeah. So, there's not much. I think we could sing this song through. It's not really, there's not a whole lot, but let's just check in with our guitar players since we have a minute and see. Guitar players, are you good, or do you have a question? Lynn, David? You're good. I love it. Great.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward part. And even on the baritone, though it's the baritone, not only is the neck longer, but the guitar in general is bigger. So it takes a little bit more to to play than on a regular scale guitar. So it's a bit of a handful sometimes.
Yeah, it's also a little bit louder, right? So I'm getting it right in my left ear. And so that's kind of why I dipped into the mic to make sure you could hear my vocal part because I'm singing kind of softly. So hopefully the balance was good.
No, it's not. This is not a 12 string. Actually, Pete's guitar was a combination of it was actually a 12 string baritone guitar. And if you capo this up like 3-4 frets, then you basically have a standard guitar, right? Let's see. Oh, I have everything else is capoed around here, so I couldn't check that. Oh, I have a drop D too, so I'm playing in a tuning. Just to make it completely confusing.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I'm able to do those, those bars. Those bar chords and stuff there, with just one finger. It's because I'm in a tuning, and I just kind of went, oh, this'll work. So I can't even tell you exactly what the strings are in right now. I know I have a drop D, and except it's not a D because it's in B.
Right.
And then my top string is also.
So you have a whole chord there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm tuned to an open chord. My highest string is also whatever, a drop.
You have like an open D chord there, is what I think you have. Yeah.
Yeah.
With your dropped something at the bass, and what did you say? An A. An A. So a 5 of the D. Yes.
Oh, thank goodness for people who actually
Drop
have a music education.
Yeah, I want to. I know we're talking about guitars a lot these last couple of weeks, so I really appreciate your indulgence, singers, because generally we've been quite vocal heavy on this program, but the last couple of weeks we've had guitar things. So yes, Elle, you said you'd be happy to show a triplet strum pattern. I'm up for that. Does that mean you're up for coming up? Let's find you. No, I see. You don't want to do that. You just want to tell me about it. Okay, well, maybe we'll hear it in the hang. That's cool. That's cool. All right, great. I also, Arlene is there on Facebook and was talking about have experienced both the summer people and the folks who have homes that are winterized.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And the other thing that we experienced with this song is that in 2007, maybe it was, we went to Scotland and we were singing at the Scottish Festival of Politics. And that was held at the Parliament. So we always joked at that time that like we'd been performing as a political duo for, I don't know, some number of years, 8 years in the U.S., and we never got invited to the White House, nor has that happened yet, or the Congress, or anything. But in Scotland, we got to play at the Parliament, and we played this song at a concert later after that political event, and all these folks in this tiny little town hall, which was as big as the room that we're sitting in, which is probably like fits 12 people, 10 people.
Well, it was a little bit bigger.
It was a little bit bigger.
Maybe twice this size, but
so
still,
after the Parliament gig, we went and did this concert in this small town hall up in the kind of a couple of hours away from Glasgow, and those folks there said we have the same thing happening. We're the rural community, and that the folks from the city come and buy the land. So it ends up to be it's
a universal
issue. So, all right, let's sing it one more time. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set the pots in Love can make a young man old. I take my catch down to the market. I take my wages home each night, while up the river sits a fortune in stone and lumber out of sight. Ooh. I do this work my mother taught me. I cannot read, but I can sew. I take these pieces for the tourists, a souvenir before they go. The months are short, the needs are many, and summer sales must last the year, while up the river sits a fortune. Hungry silence lingers here. Ooh. The second home will be their haven. They have the means to build their dream. I am the one who pours the concrete, who lays each joist and fills each seam. But at my home the stairs are open. There isn't time or cash to spare, while up the river sits a fortune. There's nobody living there. Ooh. The eagle's nest beyond the reaches of city light and human hand. They struggle here beside the people who fish the sea and farm the land. But once the eagle nearly vanished from poisoned ocean, soil and rain, a human and a bird's returning, surviving on the coast of Maine. Ooh. A human and a bird's returning, surviving on the coast of Maine. It is a little reverent, that song. I had to give it some time at the end there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. 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 Oo And what I was thinking of is I can totally remember being in the car and writing this song. And then we stopped at Connie's house because that's where we were staying when we were driving back. And I think I sang you most of it. And I think it made you cry.
Oh, of course it made me cry.
But I can remember it. I can remember sitting in our car in the driveway at Connie's. And I'm grateful for the fact that I can remember those kinds of things so vividly. That was a long time ago. And thank you, Roxanne. Roxanne said, love this song.
Oh, so glad.
Yeah. You really captured my now home. Yep. A New York City to Boston to Bangor gal. So happy to hear you. Yes, we will let you know next time we're up there.
Absolutely.
And we've got Diane checking in from Philly to Maine. Remember the Wooder, right? We were just talking to Diane the other day, and we were talking about Philly accents. Nice to see you here, Diane. That's very sweet. And Karen says hello from Haida Gwaii. That must be Hawaii, I would guess. That's my guess. I could be wrong. So folks who are joining us on Facebook, we invite you to come up and join us for the hang on Zoom, where we are going to be celebrating the unbirthday. I understand the birthday woman is not here today, so we will be unbirthdaying for the whole shebang. And I love all the comments from folks here on Zoom. David was talking about that we called him and his wife when they were in Maine to sing happy birthday to her. And Lori says, once hitched from New Hampshire to Maine to see Pete Seeger. And on the way back, the police stopped us. Oh, sounds like you were having a good time. We want to let you know about things that we have coming up. So first of all, right in this space here next week, same time, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, everything in between, we will be doing the first of two kind of gala concerts. Because this year... last year, first year of pandemic, we did only our songs. Second year of pandemic, we have been bringing in our friends to teach you one of their songs and then doing concerts with them at the end of every month with just 2 guests or maybe 3 guests. So to celebrate the end of the year and this season where we all maybe take a look around and see what else we can do to make this world beautiful so that people can live safely. We were just at the School of the Americas Watch Vigil, and that vigil is all about remembering the deep uncertainty and deep danger that many, many people live with around the world because of U.S. militarism. So we say, ya basta about the U.S. militarism. That's enough of that, and we need safety. So in this, we need safety and peace. So in this holiday season, we're doing, and justice. We're doing 2 concerts called Season of Peace. The first one is next Sunday right here with half of our guests who joined you this year. So we've got Maggie Wheeler, Leah Morris, Lisa Gutkin, Melanie DeMore, Jean Rowe joining us next Sunday, same place. And then on December 19th, we'll have almost the entire other half. So our friend Sam Gleaves is busy with school and can't make it. But on December 19th, the rest of the folks who will be joining us for the second part 2 of Season of Peace concert are Arne Batson, Greg Greenway, Reggie Harris, Chris Matthews, Gina Forsyth, and new mama Ellie Grace. So maybe we'll get to catch a glimpse of that new baby Milo. So we have those 2 concerts coming up. We are continuing our songwriting classes. We will be starting a new songwriting class for folks who are interested in the new year, probably on a Saturday to make that easy for folks. Also next Sunday, and thank you to Moria for putting these things into the chat for me here on Zoom so I can be reminded. Also next Sunday, we'll be singing as part of the UU Church of Urbana-Champaign, and that starts at 8:15 a.m. Pacific, but Urbana-Champaign is probably in Central, and I think that's 10:15 a.m. And yeah, we do have the NARAL Pro-Choice Maryland Gala fundraiser in January, date to be announced. And currently we are in the midst of
Toffee season.
Toffee season. Well, let's tell you a little bit about it in case you didn't hear it last week when we told you. So for many years, when the holidays would roll around, it's called the Season of Peace, but nobody really wanted to hear from activist songwriters like us.
Yeah, our work would just kind of stop for a little while people revved up for the holidays. So as a way to have some kind of revenue coming in. I was already making toffee because I love it. And so I had been making it for a number of years, and then we started offering it as perks to say thank you to our friends and folks that supported different projects of ours, like new CD projects, and there's news about that.
New CDs coming out. I forgot all about that.
We have 2 of those coming out.
Holy moly!
And so we would just send a little bit of toffee to them, and then we got such rave reviews. Folks said, well, could we get this toffee more often? And we said, well, we have this idea. We have this slow season, and I like to make it in the winter anyway, where we are. Sorry about Australians, but it's we could try to ship some. I don't know.
We did
easy.
ship some
That's
too
what we did
last season,
year,
but you
didn't
know
we?
what? Freaking Louis DeJoy has decided that the U.S. Post Office cannot send things to Australia. At least that was the last thing I heard about that.
That was the last thing we
nuts.
heard. Isn't that bizarre?
So maybe that will get turned around because Biden is apparently putting the squeeze on DeJoy, and we like that.
Whatever it takes, get that guy out of there before he totally destroys the post office.
So toffee is a yummy thing made of sugar butter, unless you get the vegan version, in which case it's Earth Balance. And there are nuts in it. All the ingredients are on our website. And then we're also doing our orange-infused toffee, which we are calling Irresistible. And then we also make spiced pecans. And the spiced pecans are not hot spicy. They are fall seasonal, winter seasonal spiced.
And yes, we can send toffee to Canada. I'm sort of reading the chat here as we're talking. Stay tuned for we're even gonna extend toffee season with another little surprise later, and we'll just we'll tell you about that as the seasons roll on.
Yeah.
But yes, and we also have 2 CD projects that we're working on. We have a new CD of all the material that we've been writing through this pandemic period, and that is called Rooted, because we have been in one place.
Big announcement.
This is the place that this is the longest period of time that I have been in one place since the mid 80s. So it's been a really interesting adjustment, I'm sure, for many of you as well. And then the other CD that we're working on is a 20th anniversary CD. So it will have recordings from, it will be a compilation of all our recordings thus far with some songs from the new recording as well, just kind of charting the last 20 years of mine and Sandy's musical collaboration. And that one will be called Evolution. So those are, we're furiously working in the background to get those put together in time for the holidays, and with many thanks to all of the contributing musicians and tech people.
And our supporters of the arts, which you can become one on Patreon, and there is a level where you get free toffee. And Carol posted for me that Haida Gwaii, or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, is actually in Canada. So
I had no idea.
Plus a lot of info from Wikipedia. Love that. All right. Well, I think we've said everything except to invite, once again, folks who are joining us on Facebook Live, you're very welcome to come join us in Zoom, where we're going to be celebrating an unbirthday. And you will find out lots about that in the Zoom. And for folks who are watching on YouTube Live, do come join us sometime in the Zoom room. We'd love to meet you and see you. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week for a concert.
Yeah, take care, y'all.